Hi, this is Kevin with Hope Mission, and we are standing on the rooftop of the Herb Jameson Center here in downtown Edmonton. And today is Giving Tuesday. And because of some very generous donors, your donations are being matched. You can donate online at hopemission.com, or you can call the number at the bottom of the screen at 1-855-836-HOPE. That's 1-855-836-4673. And that phone number will be open until 6 p.m. today, and people are standing by to take your calls if you donate by calling in. Now I have Murray with me, and Murray is in Breakout, our addictions recovery program for men. And Murray's story is quite amazing. Murray, to get started, how did you get connected with Hope Mission, and tell us where all this started for you?
Well, my sister lives in Edmonton here, and she's been involved with Hope Mission through donations and I'm assuming some volunteer work as well. And she kind of mentioned to me that this is a program that might be up my alley. And at the start, I was kind of nervous about the whole spiritual aspect, the faith-based part of the program. But now that I'm in the program, I think that it's vital to people's recovery.
How are things before in your life? Before Hope Mission, tell us a bit about that.
Oh, it was a disaster. I was living out of the back of my car in Cranbrook, BC. I was working, but part time, not making a lot of money, and just drinking every day. There was no direction. There was no, it was just a no dead end kind of situation that I was in. And for years, my sister knew about my situation with alcohol, and she was always, Murray, you can come to Edmonton, your other sister's here, there's some people that support you here. And I was, oh, I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. But you really can't. You have to have people in your corner. You have to have cheer people. Um, and I just finally said one day, maybe it was through the grace of God. I'm not sure, but I said, yeah, okay, I'll come to Edmonton. And I was on a plane the next week, and I was in Edmonton and joined up with the program.
Now, why do you think I know everyone's journey is a bit different, but it took you a while before you accepted the help to say yes to that. And I know that's something that people talk about, where they reach out and they offer the help, and people who need it don't say yes for a while, but you did eventually.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have pride, and they're embarrassed about the situation. They're not willing to discuss it with anybody. I think and if you have somebody that's offering help, reach out. That's all I can say. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to. Your story is different than the guy's story. Beside you or whatever. But everybody has their story, and if somebody's offering help, please, people, reach out. That's the only way to get sober or to get clean or whatever.
I think a lot of us in our lives feel alone at times in our own journeys. And was there a point in the program where you didn't feel alone anymore?
Yeah. The first few weeks were difficult because it was a brand new situation. I when I was really young, I went to church with my mom and dad and blah 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 and stuff like that. But as I got older, I kind of moved away from the church, but just starting to go to church again, starting to get faith back in my life again. The spiritualism part of it. Uh, you don't feel alone anymore. I alternate Sundays with my two sisters here in Edmonton, going to the two different churches. At the end of the year, I'm going to have to make a decision, but even just the people at the church, they don't know me from anybody, and they're just friendly. They're nice. They're willing to help out whenever they can. They're always, hey, is there anything that you need? Is there any kind of help? If you're willing, if you want to talk, I'll listen. Yeah, you're not alone here with the Hope Mission and the Breakout program. Absolutely.
We often say that hope begins with a meal here at Hope Mission.
Hmm.
For people considering donating, even if they're not able to afford much, what's the value of a meal in your journey?
At the end, when I was at the end of living in the car, it was either should I buy a loaf of bread or a carton of milk, or should I go and buy a bottle? and and it was buying a bottle. And when I first came to the breakout program, I weighed 136 pounds, and I'm over 6 feet tall, and now I'm up to about 156. So I put on 20 pounds, 20 odd pounds. Food is essential. That's the basis for life. Um, yeah, and what these guys do, I think it's about 1,200 meals they put out a day, like 1,200 meals a day, and that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's mind-boggling. It's crazy. And food is essential. The people that are walking around the building, and the homeless people, you know they need food, and they need sustenance. And yeah, and it's a great thing that they do.
A couple years ago, that was the number. A year ago, it was 1,800 meals a day.
1,800.
And the literature more recently is saying 2,000 meals a day. But when I go to the kitchen and look at the numbers, it's very often upwards of 2,500 hot meals a day. And last week we broke the 3,000 mark. That in a single day we served more than 3,000 hot meals.
3,000 hot meals. It's mind-boggling.
It's a lot of meals for the folks that need it. And so your donations make a difference. Murray, I appreciate you sharing your story.
No problem.
Today is Giving Tuesday. You can donate online at hopemission.com. The number is at the bottom of the screen at 1-855-836-HOPE. That's 1-855-836-4673. Your donations help people like Murray and many, many others. This past week, we've consistently had over 1,000 people in the shelter here in Edmonton. And your donations are being matched today, so it makes twice the impact to help people like Murray. So please, if you can, donate online. Thank you to those who have donated already. It makes a difference. 1-855-836-HOPE or hopemission.com. Thank you.